packet. I'm going to kind of scroll through here and give you the letter and answer. On number 1, it is J, 8a cubed plus 3. 2 is G, 17. 3 is E, 512. 4 is H, K minus Y equals 0, and K plus Y does not equal 0. 5 is H, $480. 6 is A, -1. 7 is K, -12. 8 is H, 7. 9 is C, -60. 10 is E, 288 pi. 11 is F, 5 halves pi times radical 2. F. Okay. Formulas. Number 1 is H, C equals F over D. 2 is G, A plus D equals B plus C. 3 is A, bar. 4 is A, K equals M minus 5 all over A. 5 is F, 2. 6 has a typo, but your answer should be D, and what it should read is X plus Y over X times Y. That equal sign should be a plus. 7 is F, 5P plus 6I. 8 is E, 5Y plus 9 over 4. And 9 is C, divide I by the product QT. Linear equations. Number 1 is A, $200. 2 is G, 10. 3 is D, $10,000 plus 60 cents times X. 4 is G, 40. 5 is C, -1. 6 is H, $15,000 plus $15,000 times 0.10 for 10%. 7 is 70.0. 8 is $2,200 C. Okay. Number 9 is B, 10 over 7. Number 9, yes. Okay, 11, or let's see, what did I do about 10, sorry, is $7.50 B. 11 is K, 7. 12 is J, 2. 13 is G, -5. Okay. 14 is C, 7.5. 15 is D, $20. 16 is D, 1,100. 17 is A, 2. 18 is A, $1. 19 is G, 10. 20 is A, 13,000X minus 10 million. 21 is D, $110. 22 is H, 16. 23 is J, 60. 24 is E, B over 3 plus 3. 25 is J, 32. Is there a problem? You forget to do some questions, or yeah, it wasn't popping up for mine. Stop it. Okay. Okay. So why don't we stop at 23? Okay. So the very least, what you want to do is you probably want to write down. You're going to have to probably mark your paper as late and see if you can get it to pop up. Did anybody else besides you two have problems with that? Did everybody else get these questions? Okay. I won't mark it as late because it didn't pop up for you. Okay, but you do need to do them. Okay. All right. Where did I leave off at? 25. Did I answer 25? Okay. 26. 26 is H, $38, and that's it. So you're really just missing about 5 questions there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way back up to the beginning. Okay, and I want to answer ones that you need. Okay, so let's start with what you need. On this first page, 1 through 4, do any of those questions need answered? Okay, you need to see the work for those. How did we get it? Okay, or you need to answer repeated. 1 through 4, evaluating expressions. Okay. Number 3. Okay. Number 3. Okay, hopefully things will work out here. All right, so all this is asking us to do is use substitution. Now, we are going to, because if we're going to plug this in my calculator or your calculator, you're going to want to use parentheses everywhere where I've got an A. So what I should be typing in is parentheses 5 cubed minus 3 times 5 squared, negative 3 plus 3, 5, negative 3 squared minus negative 3 cubed. Okay, and that's what I'm going to be plugging in my calculator. I'm going to try to do maybe as much of this in my head as I can, really, so we can see it. 5 cubed should be 125, correct? Yeah. Okay. Then on this next set, what I have is I've got negative 3 times 5 squared. Well, 5 squared is 25. Negative 3 times 25 is going to be negative 75. So then we want negative 75 times negative 3. That should be positive 225. Okay? Then I've got 3 times 5 times negative 3 squared. Well, in my order of operations, I'm going to do the negative 3 squared, which is 9. 9 times 5 is 45. 45 times 3 should give me 135. Okay? Then I've got negative 3 to the third, which is going to end up being negative 27 times the negative 1, which is going to be positive 27. I'm going to add all that up. It's all nice big positive numbers, so I should end up with a final answer of 512. But you can do that blue line right there all at the same time. If I've got parentheses around everything, it'll calculate it for me. Should be no problem. Okay, so rather than even having to do that red line there, where I'm bringing everything down. But where I'm concerned with exponents, the biggest thing people mistake, or the biggest mistake people make here, is not putting parentheses in there. Yeah. I just forgot to distribute the negative. Okay. Oh, right here? Yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll clear that out. Number 4, the issues there. Okay. All right, so let's just go like this. 5 5 through 9? Anything on 5 through 9? 7, 8. 7, 8. Okay, what is the value of f of 2 or f of x equals? So again, this is a matter of just plugging 2 in for x. Okay, so I've got 2 times 2 minus 7. And over here I've got 2 squared minus 3 times 2 plus 6. Okay, so again, I can do all that in my calculator if I want, or I can bring, this down so I'm seeing this. So here I've got 4 minus 7. I've got 4 minus 6 plus 6, right? And we know that this is going to cancel out. 4 minus 7 is negative 3 times 4 should be that negative 12, and that's my answer. Okay? Don't have to do any furniture. Okay. All right. Anybody else on that page? Nobody. Okay. Let's see. 10 and 11. 11. Okay. I won't really pronounce her name correctly, but this lady is putting gold foil around the outside of an elliptical picture frame. The perimeter of an ellipse is given by this formula that's shown, where h is the height, w is the width, as shown in the diagram below. They give me the height equal to 4, okay, width equal to 3. What's the outside perimeter? So this is really just a matter of plugging everything in. So I've got p equals 5 over 2, square root of 2 times my height of 4. And then we've got double set of parentheses there, really, plus 3 squared. Okay, then we can just simplify this. Okay, so let's see. Inside, right here, that is going to be 16 plus 9, which is 25, right? So I'm getting 2 times 25, which is 50. So I got square root of 50. Over 2 times the square root of 50. Let's see. So let's see, what we're going to end up doing here is let's go ahead and take the square root of 50 and simplify that. That's going to be 2 times 25, 5 and 5, which means what I'm getting here is pi divided by 2 times 5 radical 2, which that's all over this. So what I'm equaling out here is 5 pi radical 2, let's see, over 2. Okay, there's different ways to write that up. What do you should be a lot of values that calculator makes it out. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. We would just plug it in and reduce or simplify as much as you can. Okay. Okay, formulas. 1 through 4. Anything 1 through 4 on formulas? Okay, silence means no. Let's come down to 5 through 8. 5. 5. Okay, and then record verse that's lower. 5. I'll take 5. Okay. If a equals 0, or sorry, if a does not equal 0, b is a real number. A cubed equals b, and a to the 4th equals 2b, then a equals. Okay, so essentially we're looking for something that will work, that will make sense. All right, so if we're looking for a equals, so what we can do, if we're not necessarily sure how to go about solving it, we can plug in things for 2 and see if they actually do work. For instance, the first one that shows up here is 2. So I would plug plug in 2 for A, so I get 2 cubed. Well, what is 2 cubed? 8. All right? So what we're saying here is if A equals 2, then B must equal 8, right? Okay, because we're looking at this portion right here. Okay, so let's see if the second equation works. Okay, does A to the fourth equal 2 times B? Okay, if A equals 2, then B equals 8. Okay, so what is 2 to the fourth? 16. Okay, well, that makes sense for A. Is 2B 16? Yeah. Okay, so that's a true statement. So F is my answer. You just get that. Yeah, I mean, if that didn't work, then I would go on down to G. And let's see that G doesn't work. Okay, just so we understand that, that my guessing check actually does apply here. So we would start with 3 cubed, right? And 3 cubed is 27. Okay? So that means A equals 3, B equals 27. So then, what is 3 to the fourth? 81. Well, is 81 equal to 2 times 27? No. So 3 doesn't work there. Okay, do we understand that a little bit better? Okay. Sorry, some of these, there might be a video out there that explains this question where you just jump right to the answer, but that's the best way I know to answer this question. Okay, what about 6? 6, 7, or 8? So I know that there were some other things up. Were they all 4, basically 5? Okay. All right. Let's see, our last one on formulas, number 9. Number 9. Okay. Linear equations. 1 through 4. Which one's here? 1. Okay. All right. The balance in Joan's savings account tripled during the year, and Joan then withdrew $500, and the resulting balance was $100. What was the balance in the account before it tripled? Okay. Well, notice that it has tripled. Okay. So what we said, 3 times x equals. Okay. Because x represents her account before it tripled, so we're going to triple her account. Joan then withdrew $500, okay, and the result was only $100 left. So how much was in the account before she withdrew? If she takes out $500 and there's $100 left, there was $600 in there, right? So if I want to know what x is, what am I going to do there? Divide by 3. So how much was in her account before it tripled? $200? $200. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, consider, I don't know, if there, you could say I'm probably skipping a step there, but that to me makes the most sense. Okay, so we're making that more difficult than it really was. No, okay. All right. Let's see, 2, 3, or 4? All right. About 5 through 8. Okay, let's see a bunch of hands. 9, 7, 7, 7, 7. Okay, so I have 4 hands up. Everybody wants 7. Okay, this is a good question. Try explaining a leak at the bottom of its radiator, which held 480 ounces of fluid when it started to leak, and started losing radiator fluid at a constant rate of 4 ounces per minute. Okay? So, well, I'll read the rest of it, then I'll go back to the premise behind it. Suppose that the radiator continued to leak at this constant rate, and that the truck traveling 35 miles per hour could continue traveling at this rate until its radiator was completely empty. In how many miles would the radiator be empty? All right, so it has 480 ounces in it. Okay? It's losing radiator fluid at a rate of 4 ounces per minute. So the first thing we want to answer is, how many minutes until it's empty? Well, how can I do that? 480 divided by what? It's losing what? We're going to divide it by 4. 480 divided by 4, because every minute it loses 4 ounces. All right, so this is going to tell me how many minutes before it's completely empty. What's 480 divided by 4? 120 minutes. Okay? Now, we're traveling at 35 miles per hour. The question is, in how many miles would the radiator be empty? So let's go ahead and convert 120 minutes into hours. And we don't need a big conversion for this. We should know that there are 2 hours in 120 minutes. Okay? So we know that the radiator is going to be empty in 2 hours, but I'm driving 35 miles per hour. How many miles can I get down the road in those 2 hours? 70 miles. Sure. Yeah, and we have a tendency to make these things way more difficult than they
I got it right, I divided 25 by 60. I got it into how many ounces it was losing in an hour.
Which, that wouldn't necessarily be wrong, but you have to, again, you're going to end up needing that information. We'll see right there. Okay? So everybody needed 7. Does anybody need anything else from that page? Okay, 5, 6, or 8. All right, keep moving on. Okay, 9 through 13. Ryan. 10. Anybody else? 10. All right, so 10. Michelle went shopping for some clothes and found a pair of slacks that cost twice as much as a shirt that she liked. Okay? If the total before tax for the pair of slacks and the shirt was $22.50, how much was the shirt before tax? Okay, all of this is before tax. Okay, so we can look at this like this. We've got slacks. Slacks cost twice as much as a shirt. So let's say slacks let's say our shirt. Let's give ourselves a variable for a shirt. Let's say our shirt is X. Okay? Costs X dollars. What would I put in? What would be my function for slacks? No. Look. Slacks cost twice as much as the shirt. If the shirt equals X, then what is the slacks? 2X. Okay? Alright? So I'm going to, for the pair of slacks and the shirt. Alright, so my operation here would be shirt plus slacks, correct? So that is 2X plus X equals $22.50, right? Can I simplify the left-hand side? What is that? 3X. Okay. How do I solve for X? Divide by 3. Alright, when you divide it by 3, what do you get for X? Alright, you got 750. Okay, let's look again at the question. If the total before tax for the pair of slacks and the shirt was $22.50, how much was the shirt? Okay, well the shirt was X, so my answer is $7.50. If they had asked for the slacks, right, could we still have answered the question? Right, it would have been $15, correct? $7.50 times 2 should be 15. Questions there? Are we making it more difficult? Or just didn't really know what to do?
I divided the whole table by 2.
Okay. So, yeah, we're missing that we're adding one's double and we're going to add those things together. Okay. Anything else on that page? No? Overall, how did we do on the entire packet? Did we count up how many we ever missed? Or you did? How many did you miss? 11. 11? Or still not 7? 21. Alright, so we should probably be raising our hand and asking more questions than what we've had so far. Or if they more towards the end. Okay. Well, I would make sure, because a lot of times I think that I know what I did, and then come to find out what I thought I did wrong wasn't what I did wrong. Okay? I'm not saying that this for you in particular, but I've had that happen in classes where I said, hey, okay, so you know what you did wrong? Tell me what you did wrong. And then they couldn't answer me, which meant that they really just didn't want to go through the question. So don't try to buffalo me if you missed a question. You're better off to ask, even if you think you know what you did. Okay? You're better off. Because at the very least, you know what it's going to do? It's going to confirm that you were right. Okay? At the worst, it's still better than nothing. You're going to find out that you didn't know, and you're going to learn something. All right, what about 14 through 17? Okay? I'm kind of surprised nobody's asking about 15. 15? Yeah, 15 and 17. For each day in your newspaper route, you receive $10 plus a fixed amount for each newspaper you deliver. Currently, you're earning $18 per day for delivery of 80 newspapers. Today, you're assigned to deliver 20 additional newspapers per day. What will your new daily earnings be? So the first thing we have to do is remember, you get $10 just for going out and delivering papers. Right, you're getting $10, and then you're getting a rate on top of that. Right now, you're currently earning $18 per day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 18 and I'm going to subtract the rate that I get just for showing up. Right, so I can find out, I need to find out what the rate per paper is. Okay, so I know that I'm making $8, okay, for delivering 80 papers. Okay, so if I've got $8 divided by 80 papers, okay, that should tell me what my rate per paper is going to be. Okay, what's that come out to? 10 cents per paper, right? So I'm making 10 cents per paper. Okay, now I'm going to deliver an additional 20 papers. All right, so I'm going to find 20 times 0.1. Okay, 20 times 0.1 comes out to what? I'm making $2 extra, right? All right, and so I'm delivering 20 extra. I'm going to add that to the $18 that I'm already making, right? Just for showing up, they're going to pay me 10. Right, I'm getting $2 more. I'm still delivering the 80 papers. I'm up to you can even make this, say we know it's 0.1. I'm now delivering 100 papers. Okay, 100 papers is $10. $10 plus the $10. I'm getting $20 for that day. That's my new daily earning. Now, if they just asked what was the increase, it would have been a $2 increase. Okay, what? If you deliver 100 of them, you do it. It depends if it's a daily paper, I guess. But I guess it's for each day on the newspaper. Right? I don't know. All right, you said 17? Okay, 17. If 6 minus 2 times x minus 3 equals 8, then what is x? All right, I'm going to rewrite this way. Let's see, I would go ahead and distribute the negative 2. Did you do that? All right, so you got 6 minus 2x plus 6 equals 8. I'm guessing, let's see, you didn't cancel out your 6's, did you? Hopefully not. You did. They're both positive. They're both positive. So I'm getting 12 minus 2x equals 8. I'm guessing that you take 8 divided by negative 2. All right, let's subtract 12. So I get negative 2x equals negative 4 divided by negative 2. So x equals positive 2. Okay. I almost did the same thing right in my head, so I looked at it a little more closely. Right. I don't know if it's the negative 2x you're kind of transposing that negative out in front of the 6. Okay, sometimes our brains play tricks on us. All right. Let's see, 18 through 21. Usually 18 gives people fits. 18 or something else? 18 and 21. Okay. 18, the chances are that your parents would have no problem solving this question. The reason that you're going to have problems solving this question is that you don't understand how meter readers work. Okay? Your meter doesn't get reset at the end of every month. Okay? It just keeps going. Okay? So all they're doing is they're subtracting the number that you have right now from where it ended last month, and that difference is going to tell you how much electricity that you used. Okay, do you follow that? Okay, so the July reading from Mr. Corelli's electric meter in kilowatt hours was 6,278, and that should be a kWh, not an HWH. On August 1st, okay, June, July, August, his electric meter registered 6,328 kilowatt hours, but was not read by the utility company. Instead, they estimated what they thought it would be. They estimated that he had used 60 kilowatt hours of electricity during July. If each kilowatt hour cost 10 cents, what, if any, was the overcharge on Mr. Corelli's bill for July, which would be credited to his next bill? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 6,328, we're going to subtract 6,278. Can we tell me what that is? 50? All right. So they said he used 60, and they charged him for that. He only actually used 50. Now, he gets charged 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So he was overcharged by how many kilowatts? How many extra kilowatts did they charge him for? 10. So what's 10 times 0.1? $1. Okay? So he was overcharged by $1, okay? And that's going to get credited back to him on his next bill. Okay? Was that question easier than what we thought it was? Okay, it doesn't help to know how meters work. Okay? Alright, so
Man, $1.
yeah, he got overcharged by $1. He's probably called a company cheese on the gal. Can't believe you guys.
That thing is, I think people have to, like, nothing else to do with their lives.
Okay, number 21 is a really good question. Go ahead. What? You need 20. All right. Okay. Let's see. John Jones. Who's that? Like a superhero's name. It's like the Martian Manhunter. His name is John Jones. Not coming. I'm in the wrong class for comic book superhero references. John Jones has decided to go into business of producing and selling boats. In order to begin this venture, he must invest $10 million in a boat production plant. The cost to produce each boat will be $7,000, and the selling price will be $20,000. Accounting for the cost of production plant. Which of the following expressions represents the profit in dollars that John will realize when X boats are produced and sold? Okay. Let's see. Well, we know that he's going to have to spend $10 million, right, just to get off the ground. All right, so we're going to have to subtract $10 million, okay, and utility accrues that back. Okay, the cost to produce each boat, let's see, will be $7,000, and the selling price will be $20,000. Let's see. So how much is he making on each boat? If it costs him $7,000 to make a boat, but he's selling them for $20,000, how much does he make? What's his profit? $13,000 for every boat he sells. So that's why our function is 13,000. X represents number of boats minus the 10 million. Okay? So once he's paid off his production plant, okay, now he's making a profit. Okay, you follow me? Okay.
It's going to take a while to pay off.
It's going to take a little while to pay off his production plant. Okay? You know, so you could post. Okay, question number 21. Does that make more sense to you? That let's see. A flight instructor charges $50 per lesson, plus an additional fee for the use of his plane. Okay, so he charges $50 plus the use of his plane. The charge for the use of the plane varies directly. Okay, so it's a direct variation with the square root of the time the plane is used. Okay, so I could set it up as this. Okay, if a lesson plus 16 minutes of plane usage costs $90. Okay, so I'm going to substitute because they're telling me my time is what? 16. Okay, costs $90. What is the total amount charged for a lesson having 36 minutes? What I need to do here is I need to solve for that constant k. Okay, so we can go ahead and reduce some of this. What's the square root of 16? 4. Okay, subtract the 50. Okay, so I've got 4k equals 40. Divided by 4, what is k? K is what? 10. Okay, so k is 10. Now I'm going to apply this back. Okay, so we know that we're going to get charged $50 for the lesson, plus 10, because I'm going to substitute in for k, and the lesson is 36 minutes. Okay, so we should be able to find out how much that's going to cost. All right, what's the square root of 36? 6. What's 10 times 6? 60. Okay. What's 50 plus 60? $110. Sorry, $110. That's how I get the 110. Okay? Does that help us out a little bit? Okay, so we're going to make this. Okay. That's probably pretty close to being right. Number 22? Anybody on number 22? All right, let's come over to 20. I think this is our last page. 23 through 26.
All right, can I get all of the answers real quick so that you can decide that?
You got it finished? Okay. 23 is J, 60. 24 is E, B over 3 plus 3. 25 is J, 32. 26 is H, $38. Back to what? 24 is E, B over 3 plus 3.
And 23 is F.
23 is J, 60. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What is the smallest positive whole number that is divisible with zero remainder by both 15 and 12? Divisible by both 15 and 12, which means 15 and 12 will go into it. Okay? So, right, we should understand now that 60 is the smallest number that 15 and 12 will both go into. But I don't need to go any further than that. Okay. Let's see, what about 24, 25, and 26? 24. For all real numbers B and C, such that the product of C and 3 is B, okay, which of the following expressions represents the sum of C and 3 in terms of B? Okay, so what we're starting off with here is such that the product of C and 3. Okay, so what we're saying is 3 times C equals B, right? Okay. Which of the following expressions represents the sum of C and 3 in terms of B? So what I have to do with this first one is solve for C. I'm going to do that by dividing by 3 on both sides. So C equals B over 3, right? Okay. All right, which of the following expressions represents the sum of C, okay, which is B over 3, and 3, okay, in terms of B? Well, this is my answer. This is the sum of C and 3 in terms of B, which means it's in, notice how it's in terms of B, not C. It's B over 3, because B over 3 equals C. Okay? If it was just in terms of C, then I would be doing C plus 3, but it's in terms of B. Okay? as me solving for this part to begin with, specifically that. Because some of these are kind of confusing how they're worded, but you're going to have to be able to see that. 20, go ahead. 25, okay. 25, if square root of 2 times x equals 8, then x squared equals what? So we have to solve for x first. So square root of 2 times x equals 8. So we're going to divide by square root of 2. Okay? On both sides. Okay, so I get x equals 8 over square root of 2, but I can't leave it that way. So I'm getting 8 square root of 2 over 2, which is really 4 radical 2. Right? So x equals 4 radical 2, but we want to know what is x squared, so I'm going to square all of that. So x squared equals, that's going to be 16 times 2. X squared is going to equal then 32. Does that make more sense to you? Okay, 26. No, going once, going twice. Nothing. All right. You guys can put those in the box.